Hi, I'm Lynette and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you swatches and 3 looks. Yes, 3 looks with the 3 Pat McGrath Celestial Divinity Lux quads. So as you know, the Pat McGrath holiday collection is here, and of the mega palette, the quads, the highlighter, and the packaged bundled lipsticks, I went ahead and decided to just pick up the quads. I have them here. I'm going to be showing you swatches and a tutorial with each quad, and then I'm going to be sharing with you my thoughts. Well, I'm going to get into a little detail, not a lot, a little detail about these quads. And then I'm going to be letting you know my thoughts after using them for the first time today, what I think, perhaps which ones I might recommend if you're only interested in getting 1 or 2 and not the whole bundle. So if you're interested in that, then hang out. We're going to get to that a little later. Right now, we're going to jump into the swatches and the looks. The first quad is the Interstellar Icon quad, and from the top row left to right we have Golden Polaris, Hypnotic, and then on the bottom row left to right we have Blue Blood and Divine Dahlia. Blue Blood can be found in the Decadence palette. Now the descriptions I'm going to give you are my descriptions from what I see, and they're not from Pat McGrath. So Golden Polaris is a champagne metallic with some pink glitter flecks. Hypnotic is a beautiful duochrome blue shadow with lavender flash. Blue Blood is a wine burgundy metallic, and Divine Dahlia is a taupe brown metallic with gold, pink, and green glitter flecks. Now let's get into the look. For each look, I used the P.Louise base in the shade Rumour 5, and then I set it with my NYX single shadow, Blame It on Midnight. For each look, I use the Sephora retractable eye pencil in matte black brown to line the eyelid and the Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara. And this is the completed look. Time for the next quad. This is Fleur Fantasia. On the top row, starting left to right, we have Utopia and Lavender Blue. On the bottom row, left to right, we have Iridescent Orchid and Lotus Paradise. Utopia is a beautiful peach champagne metallic. Lavender Blue, another beautiful duochrome of lavender with a blue flip. Iridescent Orchid, a gorgeous super foiled metallic purple pink duochrome with turquoise glitter specks. And Lotus Paradise, the only matte in this palette, is a soft peach. It's very soft and smooth, but also powdery. Now on to our second look. I apologize in advance for any awkward angles. I'm not used to filming on this side. this is the final look. Now on to our last quad. It is Risque Rose. From the top left row, we have Rose Rebellion, a creamy pink matte. Next to it is Lavendaring, the only special shade in any of these quads. Bottom left is Mink Noir, another creamy matte. And next to it is Life on Mars, a beautiful metallic. Pat McGrath says there are 3 new formulas, but she doesn't say which shadows they are, and the mattes might be a new formula. Rose Rebellion is that creamy pink matte, almost like a cream to powder formula feels like. Lavendaring, the special shade, is a beautiful lavender metallic with pink shift, very glittery, flaky textured. Mink Noir is this beautiful dark chocolate brown creamy matte, perhaps a new formula. And Life on Mars, this gorgeous stunning metallic. It's peachy pink with different glitter specks in it of different colors, and this may very well be a new formula because I don't recall anything like it in any of her other palettes. Now on to our last look. And this is the final completed look. Don't mind the hair hanging off the lashes. I use my House of Lashes Iconic Lights and all of the shadows and all of the quads. They're absolutely beautiful. These are the Celestial Divinity Lux quads, and there are 3 of them this year, as you know. Was it last year or 2 years ago? She came out with quads. I think, was it last year? Anyway, she came out with quads before. These aren't the first. She came out with holiday quads prior to this, and there were 3 of them as well. And from those 3, I picked up 2. So this year, the packaging is different than the ones from last year or from whenever these were. So they're different. So as you can see, this packaging here, it's pretty simple. It's pretty, very pretty. That's the front, that's the back. Each one comes in a different color. The packaging is all the same, but the colors are different. So you have a purple one, purple lavender one, you have a pink one, and then you have the blue one. And yeah, and they're pretty straightforward. Okay, but different from the last holiday quads in that these just have a simple, you know, opening here, and these have like the envelope opening with the tie string that goes around. So they're different in that way. And I have to say, I do prefer this packaging to this packaging. I keep all of my Pat McGrath packaging because they're beautiful. They in themselves are like works of art. So I keep them all, and because she doesn't name or hasn't in the past put the names on the actual palettes, it helps me to distinguish between the palettes. So, but I love the packaging, it's beautiful. Now this packaging though, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep. I mean, I probably will, but it definitely, in my opinion, doesn't hold a candle to this packaging. This one just seems, they're both cardboard, but this one just, the pattern on it, the design on it just seems more special. You have the envelope opening. It's just a little fancier and just seems a little more special than this one. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to keep the packaging. I probably will, but not very special this year. I do like though that it did come with an insert to help protect the quads, so that was really nice, and I hope going forward she will continue with that. And then these are the quads, and they're in the same component as last year, so, or 2 years ago, whatever, the last holiday quads. They are the same. The only difference is, actually, this one from this year seems like it's just maybe a tad bit. No, they're the same. They're the same. The only difference is the back. On the previous holiday quads, you have this beautiful gold plate. It's not real gold, of course, but this beautiful gold plate that's imprinted with Pat McGrath Labs. The only thing it doesn't have though is the name of the palette. And then this year's, you don't have the gold plating, you just have the back of the plastic component. And then you do though have a sticker with the names of the shadows on it, and you know, where it's distributed and everything. So I mean, I do like that she's listening, because I know people have complained about not having the names on the palette. With the old ones, it came with a cardboard insert that had the names on it, and even though this is a cardboard insert, I don't know, this just seems a little more luxe than a sticker on the back. For me, if I wasn't a YouTuber, not having the names on the palette or even having names for the shadows wouldn't be a big deal to me, because I don't need to know the names when I'm doing my makeup. So that was never a big deal for me. But you know, for those that really wanted that, she has done that, and that's nice that she's listening to us. But I do prefer, this just seems a little cheaper to me than the gold plate on the back. This to me is beautiful, but anywho, and then inside it's the same component. You do have a mirror and then you have 4 shadows, and they each hold 0.06 ounces, I think, of product, which is larger than the average shadows these days. So you are getting a nice amount of product in each quad, and each quad, as opposed to the previous quads, which were $65, these quads this year are $58. So definitely the difference in the packaging, I'm sure, equates to the lower price. And then in the previous quads, you were getting all special shades, all of her Blitz Astro and the specialty shades that are in the large mothership palettes. These quads you are not, although I believe in one there is a special shade, but we'll get to that in a minute. So the price, I like the price that it is less expensive, and for that reason, you know, I don't so much mind the difference in the packaging. And because I got the previous holiday quads, I don't even mind that they're not all these special shades. So this was previous holiday, and this is one of the new quads. So yeah, I don't even mind, because I had wanted her to come out with a whole mothership palette of the special shades. She came out with the quads, and for me, that's enough. So I was okay with these having a mixture of mattes and her regular metallics and maybe one special shade. Now, this is the quad that I think has the new formulas in it, because these two mattes here, and I wouldn't even consider this one a matte. This one is Rose Rebellion. This seems more like a satin to me, and it's really, it feels really creamy. It feels really creamy. Like this could be a cream to powder formula, and that is what she looks like. Now, as you saw in the tutorial, she looks really intimidating in the palette. Like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be a lot. But once I put her on the skin, my skin, now if you're a lighter complexion than I am, you may have a bigger impact when you immediately place this shadow, but it was softer for me, and I had to build it up to the opacity or the pigmentation that I wanted, and this is the palette that I'm currently wearing. And yeah, so I had to build it up to what you see in the crease, but I like that. I like that it's a buildable shadow. And it does build, it's a better eyeshadow to me than the one in the Lovey and Rose palette. That pink looks really like bright, and it was like, oh my god, that's gonna be a lot. And then it was, that one, it was, to me, is a dud. But this one I like. So you can build it up to the intensity that you want. And then this one right here, this to me is a matte shadow. Look at that. Look at that. And again, it feels so creamy. Like this could be a cream to matte, cream to powder formula. Again, I'm just guessing. I don't know if this is a new formula, but really nice. This color chocolate brown is so pretty. And yeah, it was pretty pigmented going onto the lid, but it blended out really nicely. That's what I used in the outer corner and underneath the lower lash line. I was really shocked by how like dark and pigmented it was on the lower lash line. But yeah, that's a really pretty shade. And then you have Life on Mars, which is this soft pink peachy metallic. Oh, so pretty. It feels so soft. Let me just dry my hand off here. It feels so soft in the palette, and that is what it looks like. Really pretty. And I was going to go in on my lid with the other shadow, that lavendering, but I don't know. Once I swatched this one, and it's just so beautiful. I felt the need to put that on my lid. This is the only quad that's made in Italy. The other two are made in the USA with imported products, but this is the only one that's made in Italy, and I think it's because of this shade right here, lavendering, because it is a special shade, and she is gorgeous. She is a lavender with pink, with a pink flip, and very glittery and absolutely stunning. And this one, being a special shade, it feels and looks the flakiest, and it has the most texture of all the shadows in all of the quads. And yeah, so I think it's absolutely beautiful. I don't know if I gave you a guess for what the new shadows were, but the new formulas were, but I think the powder, the cream to powder shadows are possibly new formulas, and I think these duochromes are possibly new formulas, but you know, I don't know. I'm just guessing. So of these three quads, which is for you? I think this one will be the most popular, because who doesn't like a pop of blue? And I really feel like you can do more wearable everyday looks with them. This one is definitely more summer, spring, and more of a pairing palette if you have a deeper complexion, because there's really no deep shadow here for you to use to deepen up your crease and smoke out your look. And then there is this one, which has the special shade, and it does have the deep matte shade, and it's got this beautiful pink satin shade. Now, you know, like many people, I'm over the pinks. I really am. So I could see why a lot of people might not have gone for these palettes, because, you know, at this point, Pat has done pinks to death. But I have to say, of all of the palettes, in my opinion, the one that is most special is this one, Fleur Fantasia. Yes, it is more of a seasonal palette, I guess, spring and summer. You know, I wear my colors whatever year, whatever season, I don't care. But for some, this might be a palette you would reach for more in the spring and the summertime. But I just love that it has these three duochromes. These duochromes are absolutely gorgeous, and this does have a matte shade that you can use. So for me, this one is the most special. And then this one, of course, if you were looking to get and try one of her special shades, I think this one is absolutely gorgeous. This special shade here is beautiful. It's unlike anything else in any of her palettes. And then you have these beautiful soft satin matte shadows, and then you have another one of these beautiful metallics. So for the money, I really don't think you can go wrong with either one of them. It's just a matter of your preference and what you think you will use more of. Let me know in the comments below, did you pick up any of the palettes? Were you like me and greedy and picked all of them up? Or did one speak to you in particular? Do you have your eye on picking up any one of them during the Sephora sale? I'm sure going into, as we get closer to the holidays, Pat is going to have sales on them on her website. Also, you definitely get the best deal, or at least when they launched, you got the best deal, because with the 10% off and the bundle price, when Pat does a bundle, she really does give you a nice discount in the bundle. So with the bundle, with the 10%, I was able to snag these for $44 each. But if you decide to go ahead and pick them up at Sephora with the 20% off, you will get them, I think, for about $46. And right now, I think the only one she has, one of these she is not on the Sephora website. I forget which one it is, if it's the Fleur Fantasy or if it's the Risque Rose. One of them is not on there. You can only get from her website, but who knows, it might come to Sephora later down the road. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think they're all beautiful. I think they're all special in their own way. And I'm glad to have them. I have to admit, I wasn't like, I gotta have them when I first saw them, but knowing that she was going to offer a bundle, I could not pick them up, and I really am glad that I have them. So let me know also in the comments below, which look was your favorite of the 3 that I did. Surprisingly, for me, my favorite was the one that I did with this palette. Yeah, it was this one. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this palette because this shade right here was throwing me off, but I think the look that I came up with was really pretty. I really loved it. One of those looks where you don't want to wash it off at the end of the day. That was me with that look. But yeah, I thought that look was beautiful. Good for daytime, good for night, even good for work. I mean, you might be a little too sexy for work with that look, but yeah, so this one, I did my favorite look with this one, but of the palettes, oh, I don't know. I don't know which one is my favorite. I don't know. It would be a toss-up between these 2 as my favorite. All right, so that is it. If you made it this far, you are the real MVP, and I want to thank you for sticking with me this long. If you liked this video, then please give it a like and consider subscribing, because I do tutorials, hauls, swatches, and reviews here every Saturday. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you again next week. Until then, bye-bye.